The Qantas Group is readying to welcome its very first Airbus A220, which will be deployed at QantasLink. The first aircraft will also adorn a special flying art livery following a rollout in Canada. Qantas launched its iconic flying art series in 1994 with none other than Wanala Dreaming, a personal favourite of mine. It was a full body livery applied to one of the 747s, an aircraft type the airline does not fly anymore. Since then, Qantas's commitment to offering special liveries that focus on fantastic Indigenous art has remained, with many aircraft adorning these special flying art schemes. Qantas's upcoming first A220 will wear a special art scheme. The livery tells the dream of a story of two sisters who traversed remote Australia together. They cover vast distances, attempting to find their way home. Ultimately, the aircraft has been named after the artwork of the two sisters' creation story. The scheme features strong tones of green throughout, the fuselage in a shift from Qantas's typical flying red kangaroo and a white body. Around 100 painters were involved in the massive effort to complete the livery. Airbus says it worked with 130 stencils to replicate the detailed design required. The livery features staggeringly over 20,000 dots and is what Airbus calls the most complex livery they've ever worked on. Ultimately, such a livery took 2 weeks to complete, and this is now the 6th flying art scheme to have entered the airline during its history. Airbus's A220 was part of a commitment by the Qantas Group to revamp its narrow-body flying some time ago now. The next generation A220s are slated to replace the existing Boeing 717s. These aging 717s have been with the company for some time, and while yes, ever reliable and iconic, will have to make way at some point for the next generation of plane to enter. Ultimately, this commitment to the A220 is part of the Qantas Group's broader mission to offer more flights. It wants to be able to do so in a more fuel-efficient and also comfortable manner. In the next decade, the company's fleet will change dramatically, and it is why they are an airline to keep a close eye on. As a result of the many changes, we'll not only see aircraft types be retired, but the entry of many new next-generation fleet types. This can include your A220, A321XLR, A350s, more 787s, and so forth. Qantas has already welcomed 8 A321LRs to be deployed at Jetstar, 3 787 Dreamliners, and soon the first A220 in the past 12 months. And across the following year, the expectation is this will grow further with more aircraft types slated to join, as they continue to boost their offering as a flag carrier. Qantas's Airbus A220s are expected to seat 137 passengers in a 2-class cabin configuration. The Australian flag carrier will install 10 business class seats alongside 127 in economy to meet various travellers' demands. Thanks to the arrival of the game-changing A220, Qantas can also now deploy the aircraft to smaller capital cities from their hubs, with the plane initially slated to feature on the Melbourne to Canberra segment. With almost double the range of the Boeing 717 at over 6,000 kilometers, the beautiful thing about this aircraft is the opening up of now significantly new opportunities for route connections. Essentially, the whole of Australia can be covered by this A220. Qantas has already begun the complex process of saying goodbye to some of its 717s, but not all of them will depart just yet, so if you are Australian and want to say goodbye to this iconic plane at QantasLink, be sure to head down to your local airport very shortly. Let me know your thoughts on the flying art scheme down below in the comments. Thank you so much for your support. Take care, as Day 3 of the 2023 Dubai Air Show is slated to begin very soon.
And we'll fly.